It's the time. It's that time of the timer. Anyway, here we go. We are here in Real Flight once again. But before we jump into Real Flight, which is awesome and I love so much, as well as some of the other products that Horizon Hobby makes, and also Arma, and also in collaboration with Spectrum, I have to give you guys some good news and some relatively bad news. So I'm going to start with the bad news because I just wanted to get it out of the way. I received from Spectrum, from the eBay store, whatever, from Horizon Hobby and Spectrum and all that good stuff. I received a brand new spanking amazing battery and went out to the field this morning to test it out on I think it's called the Infraction, Arma Infraction. Fantastic. So here's my problem. I did a video just last night where this thing, and you guys can see the difference because this one still has the tape on it. So this is the new one. This was the old one. I showed you guys what happens if you connect the old one into this charger. You just see white. This turns on as white. And so that meant that this thing is broken and it never turned pink or flashing pink. So it never charged anymore. So that was the first dud that I got. This one, on the other hand, I left it on the charger for quite some time. It was flashing pink, so it was charging no problem. And I left it to charge, and eventually it finished its charge. It was awesome. I changed the pins on the, what do you think? Infraction. I think it's Infraction. It's really hard for me. Anyway, so on the Infraction, I changed the pins setup so that it would run with this. Stuck it in, gave it throttle, no problem at home. This morning, I brought it to the field. I started off with a nickel metal hydride battery, which, by the way, is fantastic. It hasn't ever given me any problems. Again, from the same company, Spectrum makes some amazing nickel metal hydride batteries. Sadly, this one, on the other hand, I stuck it in the machine. I changed the pin, as they say, per the instruction manual, multiple times, I might add, during my live stream. And it wouldn't power the car. The car would not start, so I don't know what's going on. Perhaps these things automatically discharge so that you have to charge them every day that you go before you go out to the field. I don't know. As I said before, these things are unbelievably smart, as it says here on the label, smart batteries. And apparently they seem to outsmart me every single time. So you know what would make these batteries really, really smart? The RC sailors say that you can buy these little battery checkers that are like $1 or $2 or something. Maybe what the company should do is install one of those things directly on the batteries. These batteries are very expensive, by the way. If you go check it up online, how much one of these batteries costs compared to the nickel metal hydride typical batteries that you can buy that run pretty much all the other stuff like Tamiya, any other companies, Exceed RC, Red Cat Racing. So if you compare the price of one of these special batteries here, smart batteries, as you can see here, compare any of those, they are much cheaper. So the nickel metal hydride, and they provide a decent amount of charge and decent amount of runtime. Of course, if you have this, it provides more power, possibly more longer run times and stuff. But the hassle that you have to go through to use one of these batteries is just so great that it's just outweighs the purpose of it. So far, again, as I haven't given up. I'm going to charge this again. I'm going to take you outside once more. We'll do another live stream, and hopefully that time it'll work. But again, it just leaves such a sour, or a sour is not that bad. Bitter. I don't like bitter. I don't like coffee and stuff because it's bitter. Bitter taste in your mouth. When you go out and you just got a brand new battery again. This was a new battery. Again, it's not puffy. But it didn't work. You look at these things. Neither of these things are puffy, and theoretically, none of them should be broken. The brand new one, especially, it is slightly shorter in size and all that stuff. We made another video on this before where I explained the differences between these batteries that I could see just by eye, not so much by knowledge or by like techno babble, as uh, Kevin Talbot would say. So anyway, yeah. So this is my experience. This was the bad news. I just wanted to get it out of the way. We will put this on the charger again and try again another time. But I guess what I'll do this time is I will charge it on the day before we go out to the field and hope that the thing doesn't discharge on the way or whatever. I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, that's the thing. This is the battery, what it came with the instructions and all of that stuff. So unfortunately, I cannot, at this current time, I cannot recommend you get these. You got your RC cars and they run just fine on the nickel metal hydride. So I don't know why you would upgrade to these. And again, as it said, if Spectrum is watching, considering how much you guys charge for these smart batteries, why don't you just have some smart features directly installed on the battery itself? It's not that easy to. It's not that hard to do. You guys have engineers and all that stuff, so amazing people working at the company, obviously, same as DJI and stuff. So it wouldn't be that hard to have a battery checker installed on this battery in order to make it really smart. This way, before you go to the field, without doing anything, maybe there's a little tiny push button. You press the little tiny push button, it tells you if there's battery in the battery or if you need to charge it again or whatever. You know, like just a simple screen with it should just be a LED light, and if it flashes red, the battery is still good. If it flashes yellow, it's not so good, and if it flashes whatever other color, you know, I don't know, or maybe like green. Maybe green is better. Green is better for fully charged. Yellow for partially charged. Red means don't bring it to the field. Don't even bother, and just plug it in. Or it could have numbers. It could just have the numbers on there. Whatever's easier. I mean, I bet I could get my friend Steve to create something like that. We could cut the wires here and stick it in there and have a battery checker installed on this battery for future use and stuff, so that I could always know before going to the field whether it's charged or not, and stuff like that. Anyway, since we want to make these batteries smart and dummy-proof, maybe that's the solution. So anyway, there we go. Got that out of the way, and now I will talk about the good stuff. The good stuff is that the DJI, you guys can go check out that live stream, by the way. The DJI FPV drone hovered. I wouldn't say flew. I'm not going to say that I flew it. I hovered it to see if it would hover up and land. We did a 360 motion to see if everything was working well in the goggles. Things were working well in the phone that I connected up to the thing. So we had visuals. And we had liftoff and landing. No problem. It was mildly windy. It was mildly wet. And the drone did a great job. So yay, DJI. So again, as I said before, I do make these videos where I go off on a rant. But again, with DJI, one of the cool things that I've found is, yes, you do struggle maybe once or twice, maybe a whole day, maybe 2 days even, to get things to run. But once you do, they do seem to be pretty rock solid after that. Also, once the software was updated, now the remote control allows you to lift off in the simulator on the phone, not on the PC. For some reason, I now have 2 different controllers from DJI. None of them work with the simulator on the PC. Why that is, I don't know. DJI is quirky. But I'm just gonna say, just gonna count my blessings and say thank you, because at least it works with the one on the phone. So we may be able to do a live stream and possibly some more videos of me flying with that. And finally, I don't have to use that sort of hand push button thing on the screen anymore, and I can use these. And again, I really like these. I don't really have any complaints about this remote control. It just feels really good in the hand, as I said before, and it works well. The gimbals work well. It is responsive and all that stuff. So a great way to fly it on the simulator or in real life. And yeah, so there we go. That's it. Now we're going to jump into real flight and just do a couple of fun flights. And after that, that'll be all for the day today. I don't know if I may or may not be able to do another flight with the DJI on the iPhone. I hope I can get a chance to do that today, but it might not happen today. So just lots of stuff going on. Okay, I am ready to go. We have the stuff, and it should be working as it should. And we'll just get up and running. We have one of my favorite birds ever, the Trojan. And let's see how it does today. We'll just take off from here. We are in safe, which makes it really easy to fly. Turns back to me on a dime, no problem whatsoever. It's one of those straightforward birds to fly, and it is just very even beginner friendly, if you will. It's one of the first Horizon hobby, if you will. I'm not sure exactly if it's Horizon hobby or whatever. We'll double check that in a second. We'll just do one more landing in safe. There you go, lands perfectly. I press the button here to double check because we can check right here. It says it is an E-flite T-28 Trojan. There are some other ones, so let's go through those as well. We'll go up. The computer is not going. I'm pressing the key, but it's not going. And this is they're all E-flite T-28 Trojan. Okay, so this is the one that I had. No, it's not. This still looks extra cool and modern. I think I had another one that was, I don't know if they still sell it at all. They might still sell the spare parts for it, but I don't know if they sell it anymore. The Trojan that I had was a little different. And you see there's a size difference right there. So this is slightly smaller than the other one. And I think it's not the one that I had. I think the one that I had was even smaller than that one. Again, I could be wrong. If somebody is an expert on it, they could let me know in the comments. Let's fly this one. Also awesome, I'm pretty sure. Flying it in safe. We're up in the air, no problem. With this, we could even do a beauty pass, kind of. That's not a very nice beauty pass. The camera is not the right angle for it to be a beauty pass. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can actually do a beauty pass. Yeah. Not really, guys. Not really, guys. That's not really a beauty pass. I can't get away with the skills I don't have the skills to do a beauty pass for you guys. I would love to have the skills, but when I tried to buy them off of Craigslist, they didn't work. So, and by the way, don't try to buy your skills off of Craigslist, because that's not a thing. They try to sell you skills on Craigslist, but no, you have to actually do the work. You got to put in the hours. So let's do one more nice relaxed landing here. That was a bounce and land, but lift up, and let's try that again. One of the things with some of these birds is they fly so incredibly nicely that you can do that, what I just did, and lift off, not go too high, come back to yourself, and try another landing, and look at that, and then lift up again. You don't have to go very high up, and then that was a bounce and land. That was terrible. I agree. That was bad. We'll come back to myself. Come back to me. And then gently, in front of the camera where it's easier to see, take a nice landing. Oops, I always seem to like to get that bit there. And up we go again. Up we go again. This time we'll turn the other way. Last time we went the other way. This one we're going to turn this way. And then we'll come back down. This time we'll try to aim it at the runway and land. This time we'll lift. We'll do that in reverse. Come back over to this side. You guys can see everything that's going on the. We'll go this way and then turn this way. We'll do a slightly different approach, basically, and we'll come back down for a nice landing. And the good thing about the Trojan and Safe is that it will allow you to do all these incredibly amazing things and feel like you're like a champion even if you're not really that good at flying, because it's safe. And now we'll just come back and try to do a landing here. Oh, bouncy landing, but it was still a landing. Oh, scrape the wing on that one. Yo, what's up, Elizabeth? Thanks for showing up. I can't believe I actually saw that on the side of the screen there. Thank you for being here. That's cool. Let's see if I can do a landing again. Landon, yes, yes, buddy. And we're back up in the air. That'd be cool. And down and around. That'd be cool. And we'll do another relaxed landing. Again, this, guys, this is an amazing plane. And if you guys don't have yourself a real flight evolution and you want to get into flying, this is really something that I can strongly recommend, hands down, put my hand on the fire. You guys know that you watch my videos. If you have watched my videos, I will be harsh on stuff. I will not swear in my videos. Why? Simply because when you do, less people can see it. Less people can see it. I will do my Krusty the Clown or Sideshow Bob swearing off screen later, and then I will not do it on here. Why? Because then I can show the video to more people, and yeah, that's just better for business, if you will. That is why. It's not like I will go after. I'm not a skinhead or anything. Clearly not a skinhead. I don't go after people who swear. I try to be as inclusive as possible to everybody. Some people love swearing. Some people hate swearing. I just want people to get along. So in my videos, what I try to do is be inclusive and not swear, so that anybody can watch it and hopefully not go crazy over it and stuff. Let's see what other planes we can fly. This was the Trojan, really easy. Let's go from the Trojan to this one here. It is the E-flite Timber 1.5 and see how I handled it. Again, some of these planes are super easy peasy, lemon squeezy to fly, and others not so much. So you'll be able to see immediately if I start like trying to do stuff and crash it. And one of the main differences is what happens if I get it into AS3X, which is Fonz mode. When I put it into Fonzie mode, it goes A. It goes A, and then I usually crash all the stuff. So, excuse me. Something's going down with my throat today. Don't worry, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. I've been carrying this cough with me for the greater part of my life, so I apologize for it. But it ain't going away ever, probably. I don't even think there's a surgery that you could do to get rid of it. It just stays with me. I gotta tell you, the vegan diet has improved. Possibly having less milk and cheese and stuff has improved it, because that usually increases the amount of sputum and stuff like that in your system. Some people say, I don't know, maybe somebody will interject, or somebody will come up with science and say something. That was what I just said was total horse poop. But I did read somewhere I read that milk can be, because of its, I don't know if it's viscosity or something like that, can increase the amount of sputum that you might get. It's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. If you have limited amount of cheese in your system, I don't think it's even a thing. But anyway, the vegan diet has definitely improved. What I will say is this. What I will say is this for a fact is, for me, for my body, again, everybody's body's different. When I eat a lot of cheese, I don't poop as well as when I do not eat cheese. So when I eat a lot of cheese, and I don't really eat a lot of cheese anymore because I'm vegan, but back in the day I used to eat a lot of cheese, and I had a lot of animal fat in my system, and those two things led to me usually having a bowel movement maybe once, maybe twice a week, which obviously is very unhealthy. And now on a vegan diet, I'm able to do much better than that. And usually it's a daily thing. It's a daily occurrence. Oh, okay. Anyway. This plane is pretty cool. I will tell you this. The roll rate is super duper slow. And it's too slow. So if you want to do a roll, do not do a roll close to the ground. I will show you what happens if you try to do a roll close to the ground. You will not make it. See, you will not really make it. You got to be up high in the sky in order to do that thing that I did before, which was I was up there and I did a roll and I was able to catch myself. I was able to catch myself and stay inverted and bring the plane back to me. And it does a great job of that. But if I want to roll out of it, I'm going to go up high and then roll out of it, because at a low, whoa, that's horrible what I just did. I probably killed the propeller. Did I kill the propeller? I killed the propeller. There you go, guys. So that's this plane for me has a roll rate that is too slow, and some of the other planes have roll rates, for me, okay, personal experience, just personal to me. For you, it might be fine, which is too fast. So I like to try to get that Goldilocks zone. And so far, the Mitchell 25 has been the one that's had the best roll rate. This is another one. Similarly to the other one, it has a very slow roll rate. Now, would you say it's a bad plane? No. No. Just lift yourself a little bit higher up off the ground, and then you can do that roll. And hopefully you can catch yourself there. And hopefully then you can... Oh, no. Did another one of those penguin slides. I've become a master of penguin slides over the course of this thing. So anyway, I cannot say enough amazing things about the DJI FPV. A lot of people have gotten all crazy about the DJI FPV. It be a terrible bird. Oh, okay, this one, guys, has the roll rate that I like. Yes. So imagine that this plane looks very much like the same other plane that you guys just saw me do. But with this one, watch this, I am pretty low to the ground. Roll rate is perfectly fine, and I can even jump out of that. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Lift it, roll, and up. And I did not do the penguin slide. So this is the thing that I'm talking about. If you go through the planes and stuff, you watch some of the videos and stuff, go back and check the exact model that I talk about, and you guys will see the difference. This one here is not in safe right now. I'm just flying it as I do, and I get up, I'll do a roll. This is a perfect level of roll for me that allows me to do a roll relatively low to the ground without crashing. You just saw that I was not very far off the ground, and I could roll out of it because the roll rate is fast enough for me to be able to do that. But it's not too fast and crazy that I don't know which way I'm going. You see, it's rolling, but not so fast that I lose control of the plane and I can't tell what is up and what is down. So for me, at my level of skill, this is great. This is great. This is the one. If I was to buy one that I wanted to fly out of safe, again, if I could go into safe, I don't have to worry about rolls. Then any of those planes are going to be okay. But if I want to learn about doing loops and rolls and all that shebang, in that case, then this is the plane that I would want. This one, the Mitchell, the Trojan. Wait, let me go back and try that Trojan. I don't want to just say something and then not know if it's true. Let's go back to the Trojan. Let's try this Trojan reel here. We'll get it out of safe because earlier I was only flying it in safe, and obviously in safe, everything is fantastic. I'm going to lift up about the same height as I was before, turn and up. So the roll rate is pretty good on this one too. I think it is slightly faster than the other plane that we just saw, but it's still controllable. You do a little bit of a swing. You do okay. Get up here. You do a little bit of a swing, and then you're inverted, and you can tell you're inverted, which is super nice. And then you can come back to yourself, no problem. Again, as I said before, with some of the other birds, namely most of the jets, it is a different level of skill required. And so you got to go real gentle on those sticks in order to get it just right. And most of the time what I do is I invert myself. I can't tell which way is up and down. And then I will go straight into Oblivion, which is also a really cool movie. It's also a really cool movie. Anyway, guys, gosh, I love this plane. I am destroying this plane, but I love this plane so amazingly much. And you guys know that my jam is I like to be flying low to the ground all day long. Why? Because I've noticed that at my skill level, a lot of times when I go up and something bad happens, and I'm also a very unlucky human being, so oftentimes ESCs wig out, batteries stop running or whatever it is. And so if I'm very high up and I'm close to trees and stuff, I am never getting that thing back. I'm never, because the trees do have the doobly-doo D factor that Ken Huron so eloquently explains. So yeah, I'm a true believer in that. And so, whoa, oh, dangly doodle. I was having too much fun with this thing, and it is fun. It is just unbelievably fun. But if you exceed the level of skills that you have and you fly too close to the sun like Icarus, eventually you're going to crash your plane. Woohoo, bounce and go. Loving it. It's coming back to me inverted. And I'm going to try not to do the penguin slide. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Yes. I'm going to dump it into safe. Safe saved me. And now I'm going to try to come back for a somewhat gentle landing, thanks to the powers of safe. Thanks to the power of safe. Ooh, that was greasy. That was greasy. I love that landing over there. Thanks to the power of safe. I'm going to bring it back. This thing does not always don't like go full throttle and turn because that tends to flip things. But this is one of those birds where if you do that, it'll just take off and not flip. Some other birds that I've tested out on the simulator, when you do that, you will you will scrape the wing and possibly the nose of your plane as it tilts. And then you probably have to go get it to limit the damage that you've done to the bird. But okay, so that was one. Let's go back to the other Trojan, another one of my top favorites of all time. Go up. There we go. And then after this one, we'll go check out some other birds and then talk about the roll rates on those as well. Again, this is coming from somebody who's a noob, somebody with a lot of bad luck that usually breaks everything and has to work extra hard to make sure to get things to run as they should. Whoa, that was a greasy landing even on grass. Let's see if we can pull one of those off again. Almost zero thingamajig. I saw that there may have been a comment left on the screen, on the bottom of the screen. I don't know. I saw it with the side of the eye. Again, being that I do these YouTube live streams off the phone and not off a computer, I don't really see what's going on. So I I ask you to forgive me for that because I cannot really read and fly at the same time. The FAA would not approve. But aside from that, I just don't have lizard eyes. As a galactic lizard person, I still don't have lizard eyes capable of, or the ability to multitask to the point where I can read a message that just stays on the screen for like 2 seconds because YouTube doesn't like to leave it on there for more than that. And then be able to respond, which is really annoying. I wish we could do something about that. At least have it like on the bottom of the screen stay for a little bit longer than 2 seconds so that I could read it. But hey, this is YouTube. This is YouTube. They've got all kinds of new rules that they're just dumping in there. They're just dumping in there. And one of the biggest frustrating things for someone like me who's been on YouTube for forever, since it's been out, is that just when you crack the code of how to make money on YouTube, they change the game. They just do something completely different. They modify the rules. They don't really give you, as a content creator, any kind of insight on what's going to happen. And they don't really, it's not a democracy. It's not a democracy for sure. It is not a democracy. You can't vote. And I'm sure that even if you could vote, they probably would have weighted values. But anyway, it's YouTube, guys. It's YouTube. We've gotten used to it. It is the storm that it is. Thinking, what kind of bird? I think I really like this one. Let's try it real quick. The UMX. I'm getting really into all these UMX planes. Yeah, if Horizon Hobby and UMX and any of those companies wish to send me one for review, even if it's a floor item, it can have scuff marks on it. I don't care. It could be old. It could be like 20 years old or whatever amount of years old. Any of these planes, you want to send it to me just to do a quick test run, I will fly it. I will fly it. I will put it on the channel, and I will do the best that I can to make it look great. I won't lie that it, if it has shortcomings on it, whatever, I don't do that. But I will definitely fly it because for me, it's not really about owning all these things. It's about the experience. So you want to send me one of these things just to try it out on the channel, I will. And then I will be happy to send it back to you. I will be happy enough that I got to the experience of trying it. In fact, if I could, I would try them all. I would try them all. And then I would be happy to send them back to you. You guys notice on this channel, I only get a certain amount of things. And I don't get to try everything that's out there. There's only a few key ones that I get. Most of the time it's because I was lucky enough to get some PayPal money through or some CG Trader money through. I don't have a Patreon that people care to support. I mean, I've got 2 Patreon accounts. Nobody supports them. So Patreon hasn't really worked for me. It's worked for some people, which is great. And I'm happy that it works for them. But it hasn't worked for me. So what usually happens with me is I'm lucky enough that some kind soul sends me some PayPal or CG Trader money. And then I use said money to buy the products that, after I look through all of my favorite YouTubers' channels, I find to be the best suited for my skill level, for the kind of products, for the kind of videos that I make and stuff. So based on that, that's what I usually get, and definitely has to be on the cheaper end, which is why, unlike some of the more heavy duty channels, I'm going to say, with, you know, the millions of subscribers, or at least 100,000 subscribers and more. I'm not able to buy things at you know, the current top value and stuff. I usually just go with eBay or Walmart, sometimes Target, sometimes Amazon, but Amazon is difficult for me. I need it special. I need special help in order to get stuff from Amazon, because they don't accept PayPal. So that kind of rules out a lot of stuff for me on there. Again, don't dislike Amazon. Some people are haters of Amazon. Amazon does not allow me to do reviews on that. That's a completely different thing. That's a completely different thing. It doesn't mean that I don't like purchasing items off of Amazon. I'm upset that that I'm probably never going to be able to post another review on Amazon because I'm shadow banned from yet another platform. But that's something else. Ooh, I'm liking this thing. It flies really well in AS3X. The roll is good. So again, as I said before, this is one of the newer things that's been out there on a lot of RC channels these days, this UMX. I have a pretty strong feeling that I could fly this in real life quite easily. A lot of the UMX things probably would come like that. So yeah, liking this a lot. Liking this a lot. It has, as I said before, it has a similar roll rate. Has a similar roll rate to the ones that I like. So I can roll, and then I can invert myself, and then I can fly inverted. And bring it back to me inverted. No, okay, that was my bad, but it survived that. And oh, whoa. I did tricks. I did tricks that I was not supposed to do. Okay, let's try that again. Wow. That was amazing what it did. Okay. Yeehaw. Unlimited climb. I'm going to put it in safe just in case I screw. Oh, I pressed the button of death and it restarted the thing. Anyway, another great plane, guys. If you guys are wondering whether you should get this. But again, this is not a ready to fly. Just remember, this is not a ready to fly. It's not what they call an RTF, ready to fly. It is an UMX Timber X, and it is beautiful. I love the color. I love the way that it looks, everything. I love the way that it flies. But you need to know how to bind this to your remote. It's not one of those RTF, ready to fly. Okay, this is another really fun one. The E-flite V2 Osprey VTOL. Let's get this up in the air. And it's funny because one of my favorite, probably fly it in a second to show you guys. One of my favorite birds of all time, and the one that I used, I put a VR camera on it and flew it to take a nice video of the Google sign. That was my objective, and I was able to accomplish my mission immediately, and great. It worked, no problem. It was the JJRC VTOL, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. Oh, I love this thing. It's so cool. If you come here to Irvine, California, sometimes you will see these in the sky. They're so cool. They fly them around here, and they are so cool. Osprey, whoa, whoa. It is now in stability mode and in multi-rotor mode. How do I get out of that? I'll see if I can put it in plane mode. I think it is now in plane mode. And now it will fly like an airplane. So you can do all the doobly-doos that you love doing with planes with this thing, including, but not limited to, the penguin slide. You can also lift this thing in plane mode, which is also very, very cool. Some of the other Ospreys don't have that option. because their blades, their rotator blades are so wide that you can't lift off this other way. But this is one of the cooler ones because you can lift off like a plane, or you can lift off like a VTOL, a vertical lift off and landing vehicle. I don't know. Ask. I think there is a. I think Mr. Camps, Justin Davis, Mr. Camps, Drone Camps RC did a very cool video recently where he goes through a lot of the stuff that the pros call. Whoa, I'm in stability mode and in transition mode. No. Okay, coming back to myself. Hopefully, I have not killed the bird. Come back to me. Okay, it is still coming back to me. Easy on the throttle, so it comes down a little bit. Easy on the throttle. Here it comes. So yeah, he has a lot of acronyms and definitions and stuff. He made a video with all the, I'm not sure if it's all, but a lot, I think. I'm not going to say all and then somebody's going to call me a liar, but he didn't put that one in. He put a lot of them in that help you guys with the hobby. He definitely went through a lot of the ARF. He did the one I just talked about, the RTF for sure. And maybe he did the BNF, which is bind and fly, which means, I mean, there's different kinds of features. You can buy some of these that are ready to fly, which means you can fly them right off the bat. There's the ones where you need to add your own receiver, and you also have to provide yourself with battery and transmitter. And then there's the ones that have everything except the transmitter, so the remote control, this thing here that I'm holding. And so you need to know how to bind, basically make your flying vehicle connect up to your new remote control in order for them to work. And a lot of those UMX vehicles are like that. They are ready. You don't have to do any assembly at all. You just take them out of the box, bind them to your remote, and then you can fly them. And then you can fly them. Anyway, love this thing. It's one of my absolute favorites. And sometimes I fly it well, and sometimes I crash it to kingdom come, as they say. Let me see if I can find that bird that I was talking about before, which is so incredibly cool. Excuse the lag on this computer. Excuse the lag. What I'm trying to find is, and we'll go back to some of the other cool planes if there's time today. Probably won't be time, but I just want to show you this last one before we leave. And it is not showing. No, that's not the name of the plane. Not showing is not the name of the plane. But it might as well be because I can't find it. It is the JJRC, and I'm going to show you this. Reason why I want to show you this plane is because it's the only plane that I have ever been able to fly in real life better than I can fly on the simulator. So it is the only plane because I can fly most of the stuff on the simulator better than I probably could do in real life. But that is the one plane, one VTOL system, if I can find it for you, that I can fly better in real life than I can fly on the simulator. And so, of course, when I want to find it for you guys, I cannot. And again, I couldn't possibly just type in JJRC because this doesn't have that option in here. So I'm just going through like this. Or maybe it does have the option, I just don't know how to get to it. So I'm just doing the best that I can with what I've got, which is probably the motto of this channel. Do the best that you can with what you've got, because that's all you've got. You ain't no rich person that can just go and, or rich person with what do you call it? With power. If you have power, you can get other people to do it for you. So then you just sit there and do nothing, and then just sit in front of the computer when somebody else has done it for you, and then pretend like you know what you're doing. In my case, you can see that I don't know what I'm doing, in which case it is obvious at this point, should be, Why is it not showing? I've gone through pretty much every single plane and many of the VTOL. Ah, the convergence. The convergence, that's what it's called. The E-Flight Mini Convergence VTOL. Although, is it E-Flight though? Because the one that I have is JJRC. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. It does seem to have does seem to look like it's got JJRC in the back. Maybe it's not. Anyway, this is the only VTOL or only RC plane-ish thing that I can fly better in real life than I can fly in the simulator. Right now it is in multi-rotor stability mode. And it's coming at me. It's coming at me. Now, if I was to try to change it into plane mode, that's usually where everything goes south. And also in real life, when I stick it into, oh God, when I stick it into, oh God, what is it doing? This is where whoa, it's going backwards. Why is it going backwards though? I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, is it now in airplane mode? No, it's gone back to hover mode, which is great. I can still sort of fly it in this hover mode. And that's how I did it. I stuck a really cool 360 camera on this thing, and then I flew it over to the Google building so that I get a really nice shot of the Google sign. I wanted to use DJI, but DJI would not let me fly there. DJI would not let me fly there. Goodness gracious. With the DJI Mini 2, I tried multiple times. It would ground my flight every single time. Again, you know, this is one of those things that they need to explain to you is how dangerous is something. It is dangerous, but you know what's really dangerous? A pencil. A pencil is really dangerous. If you put it in the hand of a professional killer, a pencil is dangerous. And I will kid you not. I will kid you not. You put a pencil in a professional hitman's hands, and he'll be able to kill a person easily. But again, it's the intention, right? It's the intention. You know. So anyway, a lot of the stuff that's going on with the politics of flying is just outrageous. Before you know it, the FAA, and again, you can't really blame the FAA. The FAA is trying to make people feel comfortable, right? That's what they do. They want to make people feel comfortable. So it's not their fault. They just have to be the scapegoats because they have to be the ones putting their foot down and putting down the rules. But it's really the people who create those rules and make them enforce it that are the ones that we should always be worried about. So anyway, the issue that I'm talking about here is, before you know it, a pencil might be something that the FAA might have to have rules on, because, if you throw a pencil, potentially it could kill someone. So are we going to do you need to Part 107 to throw a pencil now? Probably in the future, it's going to be a thing. So yeah, it's a very dangerous object, pencils. And even in the past, right, they did say that the pen is mightier than the sword, right? So there will be a law coming out soon. Not sure how many years, but eventually there will be a law coming out soon where you will have to have a Part 107 to throw a pencil or pen, whichever one. The pen is mightier than the sword. And so with that, did I really have to land it like right there? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you guys showing up to watch all these ridiculous live streams that I do. And hope you had a good time over the holidays. The holidays are done. So now it's back to work for everybody. And that's why you get to see me do multiple live streams. Usually over the time I was only doing like maybe one. And now it is multiples during the day. But anyway, Have a great lunch, guys. Wish you all the best. And again, I want to thank Horizon Hobby and Spectrum for sending me the new battery. Again, I will try it again. I will try it again. I will charge it up and we'll try it again with the Amazing, because I do love that car so much, the Infraction. And yeah, thanks again for providing me with this amazing Real Thought Evolution simulator so that I can play this thing every day and have a good time. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all